Let's go. Yo, get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back.
All right, welcome to the 2022 Fantasy Football Team Previews, hosted here by Fantasy Six Pack. This episode, we're going to be covering the Detroit Lions. With me to do that is Mr. Dylan Clemons, and let's just jump right into things with our quarterbacks. And we've got Mr. Jared Goff, overall 184, quarterback 25 over there on Fantasy Pros, ECR. Jim Boyle, David Blau as their backup. Honestly, nobody's really trusting any of these guys, even the backups here. You know, if Goff were to go down as a quarterback you want for fantasy, even into QB leagues, in my opinion. Yeah. But, you know, I guess just can they be good enough to, support they've got a lot of weapons on this team, right?
They do.
You know, can Goff just be a good enough game manager for the Lions to support the weapons he has on this team? And we'll get to those obviously in the next few minutes here.
I don't think he can support all of them, but I think DeAndre Swift benefits the most from Jared Goff with the checkdowns and all that. But he's just nothing special. Yeah, man, I don't really have a whole lot to say. It's just he supported some weapons in Los Angeles with the Rams. Obviously, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, the tight end a little bit, but this
different offense.
Different
offense, man.
A little bit of a downgrade in weapons. What's your take on him?
Yeah, I mean, I think I basically said it in my little spiel of him earlier, but yeah, he's really nobody that I'm even remotely going after. It'd be hard to even want to stream him. You'd have to have like every quarterback you picked up off the waiver wire get hurt to be like, oh crap, now I got to start Jared Goff. But even that I might take the backup of whoever just got hurt. So it's it's one of those thanks.
I just have a sour taste in my mouth, too, because it always felt like a good idea to stream him when he played for Los Angeles, too. Like, Jared Goff, all these weapons and everything. Maybe he might do all right, and then he'll get you like an 8-point week or something. Throw 3.
Yeah, he had the, obviously the 2018 year when he had some really good games, but that was kind of an outlier at this point.
Yeah, that was
the
peak of the Sean McVay offense with Jared Goff in it.
Yeah, I mean, 4,600 yards, 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He's gone downhill since. So, I mean, who knows? They did add a couple extra pieces this year. You never know. We've seen crazier things happen, but you are a much riskier person than me if you're relying on Jared Goff, even in some Superflex leagues. So, all right, over to those running backs, and you mentioned DeAndre Swift over here with overall 15, running back 10. Jamaal Williams, 139-51. Craig Reynolds, Jamar Jefferson, Godwin Igwebuike? Sure.
Yep.
I'm just gonna roll with that. So this running back room, Swift and Williams, they both started off pretty strong last year. Injuries got the better of both of them. But Swift is obviously the guy that everybody is mostly interested in come draft time, and for good reason. But can he return the value at overall 15? You're talking beginning of the second round at this point. What do you think?
I like him a lot. He's someone I'm targeting. Like if I'm around the turn right there, he's someone I'm targeting. If I want to double tap running backs, like go Nick Chubb, DeAndre Swift there. Even though they're both kind of in committees a little bit, I love that start at drafts. I'm not too worried about Jamaal Williams anymore. We saw what he did last year, and it was just kind of blah, you know. But yeah, I'm absolutely targeting Swift where he's going.
Yeah, it's weird. I like Swift, but I do have a little reservation. Like you mentioned, kind of blah. I kind of look at the fact that they did give him a fairly high snap count early on in the year, and it dwindled, but earlier on we saw snap counts where Jamaal was 30%, almost 50%, 35% again. He can clearly catch the ball out of the backfield too. Yeah. So, but of course, so can Swift. So it's almost like they're both kind of the same running back. Mm-hmm. I think Swift is better, clearly.
Right. I think Williams might be a little better in pass pro too.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you saw it though in the early weeks. It was at week 1, right, where Williams got 9 targets. Like, but then we thought, well, Swift got 11. Oh man, just go get both of them. That sort of died off pretty quick. Williams 3-2. 2-2 the next 4 games he played. Then he was just kind of injured the rest of the year, unfortunately. But Swift kept his target share up. So yeah, I'm with you that this is going to be Swift. I do wonder if they try to keep Jamaal a little bit more involved to keep Swift healthy longer. But yeah, he's fine. And in that range of running backs you're talking about here, yeah, Swift would be a nice, early second round target for me at RB10. If you want to go running back early, which is something I'm starting to notice I really kind of want to do, because I think there's some receivers that are falling to really good values in this year's draft. But let's go over to those receivers for this team. And again, man, I like the room. It's just, the quarterback may not be able to support him. But you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, overall 84, wide receiver 32. Rookie Jameson Williams, 162.58. They brought in DJ Chark, who I still like. He got a raw deal last year.
Yeah,
He's been injured here and there. Josh Reynolds, Quentin Cephas, Khalif Raymond to round it out. Amon-Ra was like a fantasy hero last year for certain people. Came on after clearly there was tons of injuries on this team, and Amon-Ra just stepped up and took over. I mean, it was amazing for a while there for them. Do you see him still being able to maybe not produce at that level, but like produce consistently and reliably enough to want to draft him, knowing they brought in Chark and Williams, and as of now, everybody is back and healthy.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Jameson Williams this season after the ACL injury. He's more of a dynasty stash. You just picked him in your draft.
Yes, I did.
But I like his future going forward, and maybe the second half of the year we'll see something from him. But I like Amon-Ra St. Brown, man. He's got a good value. He's got good value right now where he's being drafted. And like you said, he's not going to see the targets he saw last year. Like I want to say he saw 16 targets in a game, somewhere close to that.
So his last 6 games here, 12, 11, 11, 11, and 10.
Oh, that's fantastic. But Hockenson was out. Everyone else Swift was injured. All them guys were hurt. He's not going to see quite that much volume, but I think he's going to see enough to at least support his value where he's going in drafts.
Yeah, it definitely is not a bad value. I mean, you're talking about a wide receiver 3 draft value there. Mm-hmm. I do think he's somebody who I could get on board with. I think the risk is baked into the draft value here with his quarterback and everybody else being healthy. So, again, I like I've been saying it in a lot of these other shows, is I'm noticing, running backs are flying off the board early, and you're noticing the receivers are falling. And I could easily see myself taking multiple of these receivers that are falling to like the 25 to 35 wide receiver range, and just loading my wide receiver room with them. And Amon-Ra, it falls right into that category for me. So finish it off. What
he's going behind Devonta Smith, Joe, right now in ECR. Would you rather have Amon-Ra or Devonta Smith?
I kind of still think it's Smith.
You do? Okay.
Smith was the better talent coming out of college, and I know obviously AJ Brown is there, and Jalen Hurts, isn't a big passer, but I kind of wonder if how our team's going to guard both, Smith and AJ Brown, and the running backs can all catch there. They've still got Goddard. There's a lot of guys you got to cover in Philly right now. So, I think it could be good for Smith still. But to finish it off, let's go to the tight ends here, and it's really just about T.J. Hockenson, overall 71, tight end 6. What do you think about Hawk? Finishing into. Being able to bounce back after an injured year and finish as a top 5 tight end possibly.
I think he could do it. He missed the last 4 games of the year, but man, when he was playing, he was getting targeted. 11, 9. I mean, some week. Don't get me wrong. Some weeks he missed. He had a 2 and a 3 target game, but 11, 8. Just a ton of volume going his way. But yeah, it sucks. We've kind of been pounding the table on Jared Goff being these guys' quarterbacks, but tight end 6, that's definitely doable.
Yeah, I was actually kind of shocked because I knew he had all the targets, right? But I went back and looked at it, and his points per game, even though he had all those targets, was only 9.6.
Really?
In half PPR. So and it granted that was tight end 6, but it's is that worth paying for? Because there's a whole slew of guys at 9, 9.6, 9.3, 9.1, 8.5. I don't think Hawk's gonna be on a lot of my squads, man. I just don't.
Yeah, no. Let me say that I'm a proponent of drafting one of the top 3 guys and then completely waiting, and like I said before, drafting a Cole Kmet or a Pat Freiermuth later. Kind of like you just said, I'm not going to have a lot of Hockenson either.
Yeah, I'm just not really sure the return on the overall value you're getting there is good there at that point. He could very well finish as tight end 6, and you're thinking I drafted him as tight end 6, but that's not how it really works. That's still not good.
It's just kind of.
Yeah, it just sort of. Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Well, that is it for the Detroit Lions. Want to thank you all for tuning in and watching. Hit that subscribe button. Leave those comments. Hit that like button as well, and make sure you check out some of the rest of our team previews. See ya.